Alright, so welcome back to F1 2018 Career Mode here for episode number 24. For round 3 of season 2 of the Career Mode, coming off the last race in Bahrain. We had a very good race there, so let's try to continue that momentum coming into the third round of the season here in China. So let's start with practice.
This weekend sees us arrive in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. First up is today's practice session.
Alright, so here we are then in free practice 1. Starting off with all the practice programs, track acclimatization there, basically just breezing through all of the practice programs to try and develop this Renault RS18 and build up as much resource points as we possibly can to try and improve this car to maybe, who knows, fight for the championship this season, although it's still very early days. So just breezing through all the practice programs, doing the race strategy program at the moment, which gave us the purple score after 3 green scores in a row. And now at the end of the session in FP1, I decided to do the race or the qualifying pace program to see where this car stands in terms of its one lap pace, where we struggled a bit with in Bahrain. So currently in P9 in this first practice session. So let's see what we can do on a fresh set of ultra soft tires with a low fuel run and rich fuel mixture. So coming up to the line now to end my first lap of the race or the qualifying pace program, we improved to P3. We didn't improve the target time though, so we got a red score for that. So, but there are about 25 seconds still remaining in this session, so I pushed on for the second lap to again try to improve the target time. But at least we already have a lap time, which is good enough for P3, which is also in front of our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. So that's one positive thing. As now come through turn 4. Very tricky hairpin there. Also the exit, easy to lose the back end as we now come through this very quick section of the track. The session is now complete, so this will be our final lap obviously as we now turn right for the second part of that really quick section, and now cutting to the end of my flying lap, coming through the final corner on the exit. A little bit of a step of hosted there, but we come up to the line and that is still P3 in the session, so we didn't manage to beat the target time unfortunately, but that was the only practice program I didn't manage to accomplish, and we still end up in P3 in front of our teammates, so the pace isn't looking too bad. You can see the lap times, 12 laps in total there in the first practice session. I retried the qualifying pace in practice 2, but again I didn't manage to beat it, and this time we got 5th place with our teammate topping the timesheets there. So again, he is looking very competitive coming into this third round of the season. So that's it for practice. Let's go into qualifying.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China.
Alright, so here we are then at the start of qualifying 1. 18 minutes in the session to try and get ourselves into the top 15, which hopefully wouldn't be that much of an issue. So it was actually raining for qualifying today. So the first time we've had rain this weekend. All practice was all dry and the race is going to be dry as well. So we're running with a dry setup. I do have a bit of experience though running in intermediate conditions on this track, since the race here last season in the Sauber was also in the wet in the first half of the race. So first lap is complete. I did quite a lot of laps of fuel in the tank to just build up my pace, build up my confidence, and basically just push a bit harder every single lap. So currently in P7, but just continuing on setting lap times to improve the pace and build up your confidence, like I said before. So currently a few tenths up as Daniel Ricciardo posts the quickest lap time of the session so far. As we skip ahead to a little bit later into the second flying lap, coming through the second snow section, losing the back end massively there, coming out of there to which leads up to the back straight. So not ideal for a lap time if you have a massive slide there, because it hurts your momentum on this massive back straight. Breaking down into the hairpin now, very easy to lock up, especially in the rain, but we managed to get it stopped just about, clipping the apex of the corner and then powering out. Very difficult on the traction once again, and at the end of my second lap we managed to improve from P7 to P6, so a bit of an improvement there by a few tenths, but I still pushed on. I still had enough fuel in the tank to go for a few laps in a row. So coming through the first corner, the Snell section, very long camming corner, which is really crucial for a lap time if you can nail it. Multiple lines are possible through there. You can take a really wide line, take a late apex, or you can cut it very tight and take an early apex to have a bit of a tighter line and make less distance, if that makes sense. There was a much better lap though. We improved into P3, which should be enough to get through the Q2 surely, but still I just pushed on. As long as I was improving, I was just keeping on driving out the lap. So I took a bit of a different line. You can see the delta is kind of fluctuating between red and green, but I think the exit here was quite okay, which managed to gain me a bit of time. So I just kept on setting lap times until I wasn't able to improve anymore, or until I ran out of fuel. Actually going purple there in the first sector, which is quite surprising. Still in P3 at the moment. As we come through this really quick left-right section, I think it's turn 6 and 7 having a massive slide there on the entry. Wasn't even really on the throttle, that was just a bit of oversteer while turning in. So it's quite tricky to race in this intermediate conditions sometimes, and especially if you're trying to push the limits. Coming through the second half of this fourth flying lap, coming into the final sector. Let's see what the sector time is. We go green, so improved by a couple of tenths, just shy of the fastest time. Can't see who it is. I think it is Ricardo. The Red Bulls are currently 1 and 2 in this session, and Hamilton is behind us. Coming through this very tricky second snow section again, losing the back end. Really difficult to get on the power there, as we now skip to the end of my fourth flying lap. Coming through the final corner, hitting the ball at a little bit on the inside and losing the back end on the exit, but we will improve. And coming up to the line, we actually post the quickest time, surprisingly. So P1 in this session so far. That surely should be enough to get through into Q2. And skipping to the end of the session, actually a few AI cars did manage to improve right at the end, which we fell back a couple of positions, but it wasn't too bad. We ended up in P8, so still 7 AI cars improved, and Nico Hulkenberg gets P5. So through to Q2, but not with a perfect lap. Or, well, the lap felt quite good, but to be in P8 is still not bad, but not really great either. But anyway, into Q2 now, still intermediate conditions, coming to the final corner to end off my very first lap of the session, losing the back end on the exit of the final corner once again. We set a lap time, but it is only good enough for P14 so far. So had to go again. So I pushed on for the second lap, and we are improving by a couple of tenths again in the delta time, and we actually waited out the first half of the session pretty much, so only 3 minutes are remaining in the session. So this will be our final lap, and we improved from P14 to P8, so hopefully that will be enough to get through to Q3. And in the end, that indeed was just about good enough. We ended up in 10th place, so we just about got through. Our teammate as well in P8, so lucky to get through there with that lap time. Just about by the skin of our teeth, but we are through. So here into Q3, you can see I went out on the intermediate tires again, but you can see the rain is actually stopped and the track is significantly drier than what it was before. And I actually didn't really realize it when I went out of the garage, so that's why I was on the intermediate tires. So I still finished off this lap to see what it would be, but if I finish off the lap here, you can see that I was about 8 seconds off the time of Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, it's definitely time for the slicks now. And so I was still improving somehow on the second flying lap, because the first one was kind of scruffy. So despite me improving by a couple of tenths there, I was it wasn't really a smart move to end off this lap, because the track is just drying out and we need to switch to the slick compound. So coming back into the pits now, I don't think there is enough time left to do 2 flying laps. So we're just going to do the 1 flying lap on a set of ultra soft tires. And we actually get a session warning there. So we are very close on time. I wanted to be the last to cross the line and to leave the pit lane, but we are cutting it very close here. So hopefully we'll be on time. We have to push on this out lap quite a lot, but it's a bit wasteful. I didn't wait out to do the ultra softs at the beginning of the session, because we have done all the runs on intermediate tires. We've got 3 sets of fresh ultra soft tires remaining, and I'm only going to use 1. So yeah, that's a bit wasteful, but I didn't really know when I left the garage at the start of Q1 or Q3 that that the rain had stopped. So yeah, this is going to be my final attempt to get a lap time in and to get a dry lap in. So hopefully we will make it count, as we now skip to the end of my out lap. Luckily, we still managed to make it on time, crossing the line with 7 seconds remaining there. So we will improve our lap time drastically. Yes, speaking about improving, a lot of people are improving at the moment. It's absolutely happy hour in terms of fastest laps. Everybody is posting purple lap times. We're also improving by several seconds. As you now come through the second snow section, it will be a little bit more easy to get on the power this time in the dry conditions. Of course, having to get used to the dry track, because I've been running on a wet track for the past few laps. But anyway, crossing the line now to end Q3. We actually only improved by 1 position and improved to P9, which is a little bit disappointing. I was expecting to be slightly more high up. So it's 9th place for the race tomorrow. And Yeah, like I said, was expecting to be a little bit further high up, but it's not too bad. I was actually the only one, along with Daniel Ricciardo, to do my first run on the intermediate tire. So yeah, I should have used the Ultra Softs for my first run, but like I said, I didn't know the track was drying so much when I left the pit lane. So yeah, that's the end of qualifying. We're starting in 9th place for the race tomorrow. Let's go to the race.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, thanks Jeff. Expectations seem to be high for this race. But anyway, gonna be a dry race here. A bit overcast, but no rain is forecasted for this race. So, round 3 of Season 2 then. As we just start off with the formation that we'll be looking to just finish inside the points. It will be quite difficult to repeat our podium position we got last time out in Bahrain. But yeah, since China isn't one of my strongest tracks, we'll just be looking to beat our teammate and finish in the points. So closing off the formation lap now for the start of round 3 of Season 2 of F1 2018 Career Mode as we wait for the 5 red lights to go on. And the 5 lights are on and they are out now, and away we go. Very long wait there on the grid, but finally we are away for 28 laps here at the Chinese Grand Prix Shanghai circuit. Into turn 1 we've lost the position to Charles Leclerc on the inside as we try to hang it around the inside. We've also got Bottas there on the inside and we are gonna try to overtake him on the outside here of turn 1. It will turn to the inside for turn 2 and we just about get it through there up to 10th place and 9th even briefly as we get through on, I think it was Raikkonen as well. Now behind Esteban Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg. Let's see what we can do into turn 4. We're gonna break it very late in there. We overtake Ocon and even get past our teammate as well. Double overtake there after turn 4. We managed to make it stick, and that's us up into P8, I think it is, as we get past our teammate as well. And actually Ocon gets past Hülkenberg as well. It's P7 actually, so yeah, we've gained 2 positions relatively off the start, so quite a good start now behind Kimi Raikkonen, so it must have been someone else we overtook on the inside of turn 2. A few corners ago, Raikkonen is battling with Perez a bit there, so they're going side by side into the second still section, so let's see if we can maybe capitalize on those two in front of us battling with each other. They go side by side through the exit of this corner, it leads up to the back straight, and Raikkonen gets squeezed out by Perez, which allows us to have a run on both of them, and we are tucking into the slipstream of Perez, but Raikkonen is there as well on the left hand side, and he is trying to get some slipstream of Perez as well. He's going to overtake Perez on the inside. We're going to go to the inside as well. We're going to make it 3 wide as we now come up to the hairpin, who's going to be the last of the late breakers. It looks like it's us just about getting it stopped for the hairpin, but Raikkonen is still on our outside there. A little bit of contact between the two of us. Raikkonen off the inside for the final corner. We break early, let him have the inside. We do a switchback, and that's us up into P5 now as we open up lap 2. Daniel Ricciardo in the lead, setting the fastest lap. And we managed to stay here until lap 4. DRS has been enabled and Raikkonen is able to get past us with slipstream and DRS. We're gonna try to brake later into the hairpin and go back up the inside. Are we gonna make the corner? Yeah, bit of a corner cut, so apologies for that. Raikkonen is still on the outside. Almost like a carbon copy of the previous lap, or of the first lap rather. He again has the inside into the final corner. We again do a switchback line, and that says up into P5 once again as we open up lap 5 of the race. And now skipping a bit ahead again to the back straight, Raikkonen will once again have DRS and slipstream and will overtake us up the inside on the straight. Almost like deja vu, we again will try to outbrake him here into the hairpin. This time we take the hairpin slightly better without cutting the corner this side, but once again Raikkonen will have the inside. Again a bit of contact. Raikkonen is going to brake later here. We're going to duck, switch back underneath, and that's us once again up into P5. And this was really a continuing trend during this race. And so I was like, we can't do this all race long. It's way too risky. So now on lap 6, I decide to let Kimi go through before the straight here. Gonna completely keep the door wide open for Kimi to go up or inside. And now we will have the DRS and the slipstream from Kimi, and maybe we can stay behind him and use him to drag us along in this race without really attacking him. So onto the straight here. picking up the DRS and having a bit of slipstream as well, which makes an overtake mode. We're actually gaining on him quite a lot here. Am I gonna attempt to move her up the inside into happen? We're gonna try it once again. Hopefully we'll be able to make it stick this time before we come into the final corner. We've managed to get past him there. It looks like we've cleared him, but again Raikkonen is gonna go up the inside. We once again switch back underneath, and that is us up into P5 again. So yeah, it's really continuing here, this fight with Raikkonen, almost like a carbon copy every lap with the switchback on the final corner. So again, I let Kimi go through here, and this time take a bit of an alternate line here into the second Snell section. And once again, we'll be setting up a move on Kimi to get past him on the straight, or maybe stick behind him as we have a bit of a twitch there on the exit of the corner that leads up to the back straight. But still, we've managed to pick up the DRS and maintain a lot of momentum on the straight. We duck to the inside as we break down for the hairpin. We actually get touched in the rear and we are into the wall. Our left front tire is gone, and that is us out of the race on lap 8. So yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I overtook Kimi Raikkonen on the inside of the hairpin. We kind of steered to the left to break down for the corner, but Kimi was still there. I thought I'd cleared him, but apparently I didn't clear him just yet. You can see it there from the onboard. I didn't really move over. It was just that my car just got, I don't know, I moved over ever so slightly, and I didn't really expect him to really be there. We can see it from the third person here. Again, you can see Kimi almost moved over to the left hand side a bit there, or over to the right hand side, I mean. And here from Kimi Raikkonen's onboard, you can see he just steered to the right ever so slightly, and once contact was made, he steered to the right even more and swiped us into the wall. So that was our race over, unfortunately. Daniel Ricciardo took the win for Red Bull, which is good to see him making a mark in this championship fight. But yeah, quite a weird incident with Raikkonen. It was probably my fault. I should have just let him past and stuck behind him in the slipstream, because I was just playing around a bit too much. I was overtaking him many times, and with the switchback in the final corner, I should have just stayed behind him and just chilled in the slipstream basically, and just let Kimi drag me along in the race. But I didn't. I kept attacking him and kept playing around, and we paid the ultimate price for it. So unfortunately, it's a DNF here in China, which is really going to cost us. I mean, I said at the beginning of the season I wanted to fight for the championship, but yeah, we can't afford to crash out of races if we want to, obviously. So yeah, Ricciardo wins with the two Mercedes backing him up on the podium. No, actually, it was a Red Bull 1-2 with Max Verstappen getting second place. So good to see. But anyway, that's the end of this race. So apologies for the result. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video nonetheless. I did manage to get some footage for the overtake compilation, but unfortunately I didn't get the result I wanted. So yeah, apologies for that. But thank you for watching, and I'm gonna round up the episode here. So next time I will be in Baku, which is gonna be a really good race. I've already edited that video, so I can guarantee you that race had a lot of action. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.